Hi, welcome back to Best Study Groups again. Now today we are going to look at another school exam paper, which is River Valley, alright, SA1 2019. So we are going to look at question 12. Okay, so in this whole lesson we are looking at methods, alright, what kind of methods we can use to solve different kinds of problem. So what are the kinds of methods that are available out there, right? And your school has taught you, right? Common methods like model drawing, right? Model drawing is a very common method. It's the biggest method of all. And then there's assumption method. You also have the grouping method. You also have the gaps and interval, right? You also have okay, what else? Okay, you also have a table method, right? And some other methods, right? There is a list of methods that you can actually use to solve different kinds of problem. So we're going to look at one of the methods that we can use to solve this question. Alright, so let's look at this question, and you need to read first. Okay, read the question to look for clues, right? Clues that are inside that will tell you what is the method that is the most suitable you can use. So Chris bought an equal number of apples, pears and lemons, right, to make some pies. And the prices of the fruits are shown below. And the total amount she paid for the apples and lemons was $66 more than the amount she paid for the pears. So how much money did Chris pay altogether for the fruits she bought? Okay, now when you run through the methods in your mind, you will need to think about whether can you use the method. Like for example, if I draw model, so will it be easy to draw? Right? Will I be able to draw this question? There are no fractions there. There's no more than. There's no twice as many. So the clues are not there for me to draw the model. Right? So it might be a bit hard to draw. Then how about assumption method? Can I do assumption method? Then you think, what do you need to do assumption? You need a total number. So do I have a total number of fruits over here to do assumption? There's no total number here, so I can't do assumption. And also, to do assumption, you must have two kinds of fruits or two types of things. So in this question, there are more than two kinds, so it's a little hard to do assumption. Alright, so you have a few methods that are out already. And then of course, there are some methods that they are totally out, like gaps and interval, totally can't use over here. So you narrow down your methods to what you think can use. So what is the most suitable method that you can use to solve this problem? So one of the most common method you can think about is grouping. Right? Grouping is a very common method after model drawing. Right? So how do you know it's grouping? Because if you are able to make one group, then that is grouping already. So how to make one group? Now there's an important clue here. Chris bought an equal number of apples, pears and lemons. I can make one group with equal number of each type of fruits inside one group. So how do I make equal number? So you look at the diagrams, they are not equal number. So can I make them equal number? So you have 5 apples, 3 pears and 10 lemons. So to make them equal, you have to find their common multiple, right? Common multiple, right? And what is the common multiple? Which is 30, right? 30. So you times 6, and then this will be times 10, and this will be times 3. And of course, the other side, you also have to do the same, right? The other side. So you have 5 times 6 is 30, which is how much? So you also have to times 6 on the other side. That will be $24. Okay? So let me just write a little nicer. So 4 times 6 is $24. And then 3 times 10 is 30. So you have 30 pairs for how much? So on the other side, you also have to times 10. So don't forget to times 10, and you will get 20. Okay, it's a bit untidy. So let me just let me not put the error sign. So you have 2 times 10 will be $20. So 30 pairs is $20, and then 30 lemons will be on the other side. You also times 3. So you have 6 times 3. That will be $18. Okay, so important lesson here, when you times, if you multiply by 6 on the left side, then the other side do the same. Okay, if you times 10 on the left side, then the other side must do the same. If you times 3 on the left side, then the other side also must do the same. Okay, so now you make equal number already, and that is by one group. Okay, that's how you make one group. So to make it even better, I always like to put one group, or I would like to write one group, and then I have what kind of fruits in one group? Apples. And now there are 30 apples in one group, and how many pears in one group? Which is also 30, right? 30 pairs in one group. and how many lemons in one group, which is also 30, and my one group has a total. There's a total number of fruits, which is 30 times 3, 90. So one group has a total of 90 fruits. Now when you do this way, everything becomes very easy to see. Alright, and no matter what the question asks you, you can still solve the problem because it's organized. Alright, all your one group is so organized. Okay, now how much is 30 apples? So you have 30 apples is $24. How much is 30 pears, which is $20? And how much is 30 lemons, which is $18? And how much is the total money? How much is one group? So you plus them together, 24 plus 20 plus 18. And you will get $62, which is one group. And you have a complete one group. Okay, 8 numbers, 8 kinds of one group. 8 kinds of group inside here, right? 8 types of groups. Okay, now, so the purpose of making one group is to find how many groups. So how many groups are there in this money? So the total amount she paid for the apples and lemon was $66 more than the pears. So how many groups are there? Then what must you do? You have to go back to one group, right? Go back to one group and look for the total money for the apples and lemons, which is 24 plus 18. Okay, so the total money for the apples and lemon is 24 plus 18, which is $42. And this total amount, right? This total money was how much more, right? Was how much more than the pears. So you go back to one group and you look at how much is all the apples and lemons, right? How much is all the apples and lemons? And then you compare with the pears in one group. So the pears is $20 inside one group. So you take $42 and you minus $20, that will give you one group how much more? So one group, that will be $22 more. Okay, one group. So your one group, okay, one group, there are $22 more. So all the apples and lemons cost $22 more than the pears in one group. Then now can I find how many groups make up $66? This is the actual value, right? The actual cost. So how many groups make up $66? Then you divide by $22 and you will get 3 groups. And this is very powerful number. This is a very powerful answer that you have over here. Right, with the 3 groups, you can find anything already. You can find whatever you want, or whatever the question asks you, you can use the 3 groups to find it. So let's go to the question and let's see what the question asks. So how much did Chris pay altogether? So you go back to one group and look for how much altogether. How much is the money, which is $62. So there are 3 groups, then you times $62. And how much is that? So 3 times 62, and Chris must have paid $186 altogether for the fruits. And that's how you use grouping method. So how do you know that you must use grouping method? When you know that you can meet one group, right? And how do you know I can meet one group? Because of some clues, right? Some clues like what? She bought an equal number of apples, pears and lemons. Alright, there's a clue there. And I also know what? I also know that how many apples for how much, how many pears for how much, and so on. I can use that to meet equal number, and with that I can meet one group already. And once I can meet one group, then I can find how many groups are there. And once I know how many groups are there, then I can use that to find how much she paid altogether. So this is called grouping, the concept of grouping, right? The method that you need to understand. And once you understand this method, then you are able to use this method to solve questions like this. Alright, so we come to the end of our lesson again. Alright, so stay tuned to the next lesson, next question. So we'll be taking out questions from other school exam papers, and we will look at the different kinds of heuristics that we can use. There are not many kinds of heuristics, but there are also not a few. So you will have to be aware of all these heuristics that are available to you, so that you can choose them carefully and solve the question correctly. Right, so I'll see you in the next lesson, so stay tuned to the next lesson. Right, goodbye.